Part 4. The Mysteries of the Avium.
Welcome everyone to DieFall Alderheart episode 22. Yes, that's right. I looked at this earlier. It's got to be 22. Got to be 22. Double 11. Show's been going on for a while. We did the math. I went and counted. This is now the second longest running show on the channel, which is incredible and weird and awesome all at the same time. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. So hopefully we can keep up the fun and have a good old time. Additionally, we're also kind of getting up to the last chapter of this story, and we might be wrapping up this current chapter this evening, so we're gonna have to see how that goes. Normally, I like to warm up by talking to each of my cast members here, and Rob was just telling us a wonderful story. We were discussing customer service things and how nice it is sometimes when customer service people will like go out of their way to like really stick their neck out for you and really do cool stuff for you. So since they've already told those stories, I don't want to rehash that, but I do want to show off something that is somewhat tangentially related because someone took time out of their busy schedule to get me this thick boy.
Joel
right
also
here.
had a warrant out for his arrest. Cool.
True. And as a belated birthday gift, Mage Hand Press sent me the Dark Matter Thick Boy book with the nice backer cover on it and stuff like that, and it's super slick. And if you guys were here back in the day when I did the review of this and we did a show with this, and it was very cool and very fun. And Vecna's in the chat right now too, so big thanks to Mage Hand Press for sending me this thing. But another story of someone going out of their way to brighten someone's day, because this really helped me out today, so I super duper appreciate it. It's also now the thickest book out of the Dungeons and Dragons things I have over there. It is beefy. So thank you very much, guys, for that. That being said, as I go away from the microphone, I love that I just did a bunch of visual stuff, so this is really gonna hit it off on like the podcast format of this show. It's fine, you can look it up later, it's on my Twitter, but I've also been told that I do a bad job of letting people know where they can listen to this show, including the fact that it's a podcast, even though we've been doing it in an audio-only format for about a year now, because I just paid to re-up that. So, by the way, if you want to listen to the show, Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud, DieFall. That's all you have to do. It shows up. Leave a review or something, or hit the like. I don't actually know how any of the things function on that, but you can listen to us at 2x speed, which is hilarious. So really getting behind Lucky at 2x speed, especially during the espresso episode, that's the jam. So there you go. Also, I'm monopolizing a lot of the time right here, but we've actually been re-upped for our sponsor with Start Playing, so that's really cool. So if you're interested in finding a professional GM, you can go to startplaying.games/u/DieFall, or you can click on the link right here in the chat or below the show right now on Twitch. And you can find yourself a professional GM to run your favorite TTRPG today. I personally am running Humblewood games. If you would like to play a Humblewood game based in the universe that we have done here, all of the effects of this party in play, including the destruction and saving some things, all of this is in the Alderheart games that you can be playing in if you go to startplaying.games/u/DieFall and sign up there. So that's how that functions, and I hope you go check it out and at least make a little account and see what they've got going on. And big thank you to them for sponsoring us for another month. It's very cool of them. So Rob had his warrant out for arrest story. May, do you have a warrant out for your arrest story?
If I do, I don't know about it.
That's probably the best way that goes until they show up at your door and you're under arrest. So that's good, I guess.
Just a spam call telling me that I do.
Yeah, that's good. Chat, don't numbers you don't recognize, screen those. It's probably for the best, unless you're job hunting, which is like been a thing I've had to on the DL silently remember that I should probably pick up those numbers that I don't recognize. That's been something to remember. But normally people will leave you messages if they actually want to talk to you. So, yeah. So how about this then? I don't know if I've asked this question before, and sometimes I ask random food-related questions. Favorite topping on pizza, May?
I'm going to be extremely controversial here.
Uh-huh.
Pineapple.
Perfect. I love it. I am in the camp that pineapple does indeed belong on pizza.
I grew up
and
with
it's
it.
Okay.
Like, my dad
Yeah.
loves Hawaiian pizzas, and he made them since I was a kid, so I was just always used to having that as a topping option. So when I came to the internet and people are like, I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some
I was trying to
savory
be
ham,
weird. Yeah, exactly. I was trying to
spicy
be weird as a
banana
kid,
peppers.
and I was like, I want pineapple on my pizza, and then it kind of took off from there. So, are we all in agreement then? Does everyone think pineapple belongs on pizza? Yeah, that's 5 people. People that you can trust.
Cultured show.
Yeah, people that you can trust, chat. There you go. Chat says, I don't like pineapple unless it's on pizza. Hey.
Oh.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, okay, never mind. That gets that controversial one out of the way. So let's go with one that may be slightly less controversial. What place made the best pizza crust you've ever had? Pizza crust is very hit or miss in my experience.
There was one that closed down, unfortunately, because he kept getting broken into a couple blocks away, but he would do like a garlic butter basting like on the crust before it like went in. So it was just like deliciously garlicky.
That's good.
sad
So that's like a
longer
private
open.
chain one. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Leslie, do you have a favorite pizza crust from a certain place?
I don't really. I'm usually the person who doesn't finish the crust. So,
Blasphemy.
the one place that I do remember being really into their crust is a place called Basil's back in Jackson, and they used to have like big brick oven pizza where they would throw their own dough. It was really like nice and almost like grainy because it was like that good fresh baked dough. And then they moved, very unfortunately, into an overly gentrified neighborhood, and they couldn't put in the brick oven that they had at their previous business, and it ruined their pizza for me. So,
Wow.
yeah, it was one of those things that was like, wow, cool. I guess you wanted to move where the money's at, but nobody's eating your pizza anymore. So,
It's kind of crazy, like how different the ovens make the pizza taste. Like a wood fired or like a brick oven can just really.
Yeah, they had at that point, once they moved, they were like, we don't have a big enough oven for like this level of pizza. So they had to like do really cheap Costco pizza dough in a fast flash oven as opposed to like a brick oven. So it was like
trying to coast on their name alone rather than the quality of the pizza anymore. Yeah, that's tough.
Yep. That's me.
So Malaveth, what about you? Favorite pizza crust place? Yeah.
I used to work in a pizza place, like a mom and pop shop is my first job. When I was a youth, and we would make our own dough, like it was just fresh made there, right? And then we would make our own, because we had plenty of time. There were not enough customers coming in. There were hardly any ever any customers. I don't know how they made money. It was probably very shady. I don't know. But get cheese from Wisconsin. We would make our own stuffed crust. We would do like the garlicky butter stuff, and then we would put some oregano on it and put some of that. They would fresh make their sausage and things there too. So, I don't know, just experiment and put a bunch of different stuff. We would make calzones. We were very bored. We would throw pepperonis at each other. That was fun. But
that sounds like a great job. It's like we're bored most of the time, so we experimented with making pizza.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good gig.
It was
I like
great.
that.
Brought home pizza every day for dinner. I was 16, so I could do that. That was fun.
Yeah, that's true. Very cool. Rob, do you have a favorite pizza crust from somewhere?
Not the pizza I tried to make the other night. I almost burned my house down. Yeah, it's fine. I don't have a favorite. Okay, so I saw. I'm gonna sound like absolute trash, but I did see it in the chat, so I don't feel as bad.
Mm-hmm.
But there hasn't been a Pizza Hut near me in so long, and Pizza Hut stuffed crust is really good. Like, I think like Domino's has one, and it's just not as good, and their crust is really cardboardy and weird, and like the seasoning's good, but the texture's weird. I don't have a favorite crust other than like, I don't know, but like I will. You ever have those habits that carry over from when you were like 5 to when you're like 28?
Yeah.
By chance, like weird eating habits. Mm-hmm. To May's point about dipping sauces, I dip pizza crust in soda. like
Whoa.
to this day. And I have to do it like in private because people look at me like I'm freaking insane.
I feel like I'm doing that right now.
But like it soaks up the soda, and like when you bite into it, it's really satisfying, the carbonation and everything. Like, just trust me, like give it a shot. It's not too long because it gets too soggy.
Don't let anybody judge you, because half the people in this chat will be like fries and frosties. So just don't.
Also, fries and frosties are very good and awesome and dope. So you're right. You're absolutely. Thank you, Jackson.
There you go.
My
yeah,
hero.
You did it.
But yes,
you did it.
Orange soda, Fanta, and pizza
Really?
crust. Trust me. Tweet at me that you did it, and I won't feel insane.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd be terrified of the result of that. Like thinking about it right now, it scares me to try that.
No, it live a little, dude.
I'm
get a warrant out for your arrest. Run out of gas on the road. Getting Taco Bell. Like, you gotta
apprehensive person.
Same.
I'm very boring most of the time, cause like, yeah. Well, you said so. I found that for Domino's.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually very particular to the franchise location that you get it from. Like, so the one that delivers to my house is actually really excellent. We got it delivered to Megan's new place. It was awful. It was like the pizza wasn't good. It was like
the one thing that Lana and I have never been able, like, constant dispute between whether England Domino's is better or American Domino's is better. And we both disagree with each other. Theirs is trash, but she thinks ours is trash. Usually it's we win because we're fat over here.
Right.
Like, it's just an even butting heads, but it's absolutely, it's Domino's. How much different can it be? But no, you're absolutely
It's
right.
actually, it's significantly different. And we had never had that experience before because normally I just order at my place. And I was just like, that is so weird. It wasn't good. It just wasn't.
There's a chain here that it's like that too. It's like you don't order from like a couple spots in the city because you're not going to have a good time. But other places in the city, it's totally fine, really good.
Totally fine.
That's so interesting.
I like that.
I don't get it.
You guys feel warmed up though? Pizza talk got you, warm like you're out of the oven, ready to get tomato sauce and cheese. Okay. Let's
Now
roll for
you're just gonna be
recap,
hungry.
shall we? Let's roll
Call
some.
me later, dude.
Yeah, get some tomato sauce and cheese.
I love how we're all like, I'm totally ready. And I looked over and I was like, I don't even have this page open that we used. Great.
I couldn't remember what the name of Roll20 was for a second. Yeah, I'm ready. How do you
For those guys that
spell
don't know,
this?
I am a cruel and unusual DM, and I make them roll a d20 at the beginning of every show to see who has to recap the last one. Luckily, our last show was actually last week, so anyone that gets closest to my rolled d20 gets to recap the show. Let's see. So we've got a 15, a 16, a 10, and a 19 from Dagonet. Good looking out, Dagonet. I like that. And that's a 10, which is bang on with Malaveth and Pez, which I think had to do it last week, if I remember correctly. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man, die rolls are great. So, Pez, what happened on episode 21 of this show?
I haven't had to do it in forever. Now I have to do it twice. I forget. Okay.
I will help fill any of the plot holes. Don't worry. You got this.
We were gonna steal, we were gonna borrow the journal that Glinda had on her desk because we needed to know her secrets. We're investigating, and that seemed like a thing we should investigate. So Lucky, being all swift and thievy and stuff, went off and got the notebook, no problem. Came back, nothing terrible happened. Everything was super successful. It was great. And then did we? Oh, I think we went to go talk to the divination instructor. That's what we did. We went and talked to the divination instructor, Corbin guy. He's got a crush on Glinda. It's exciting. And they said stuff about doom and gloom and nothing out of the ordinary, right? Normal stuff, normal doom stuff, bone stuff, mystery stuff.
Mhm.
And then what we do? Oh, there's We went. Oh, I mean, we went to the plant place. There was a thing with plants to do some invest. There was a note. A note happened to tell us to go to the plant place. So we went there, and then bones, moose bones. They got real mad. We heard chanting. Moose bones fought him. Destroyed the moose bones because we're very strong, very powerful, and no one can stop us. And then there was a person that ran off. Lucky gave chase. They got away though, and now we're gonna sleep in the plant place, in the terrarium, floaty terrarium plant place. Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's close enough. I'll take it. Yeah, some investigating was done. Followed up on the last of the leads, which led you to the divination instructor. And he had some interesting foretellings going on. Lucky also decided to scale the outside of the avium and break in to Glenda Nightseed's office and steal their diary, which was something. After some interesting rolls happened there. But yeah, you guys received a note while you were going through Glenda's notes. You received a letter underneath your door that said to come to basically the bio-research dome, right? Where a bunch of these magically grown trees are, and a museum exists showing the natural history of Humblewood and the world thereover. And you were attacked by reanimated moose skeletons. It went well, all things considered. Dagonet took probably the worst of the hits there, but Lucky jumped on top of one and pried off its head. So that was impressive. And of note, a Corvum in purple robes was seen fleeing the area and jumping off the edge of the platform, because all of these domes are on rotating platforms outside of the avium, so they're all very high up in the air, gliding out of view, and a parchment was left behind, a spell scroll, reeking of necromantic energy. Pez, unable to decipher exactly what that is. Well, it's okay, but it is very clear because it does contain the markings of the lower library. The party has pieced some of the things together here, and if I remember correctly, had decided that if they needed to go somewhere, it's probably back to the lower library, because everything is pointing them there. Now, they do have some suspicions with some of the other leads that they've had so far on who may be behind all of this, or multiple people that may be behind all of this. But I think that about sums up where we're at. So you guys decided to, after someone knew where your sleeping quarters were, or sent you a threatening letter and seemed to have a trap set up for you upon arrival, to remain up on the dome and camp out under the stars there. Very smartly bringing all of your gear on this one particular trip, because it has been shown that the avium may not be the safest place in the world. So I think we find ourselves with you guys having fully rested the evening. I don't think you would come across any particular disturbances in any way. So go ahead and remark your spells all the way back up, and your hit points are up. And if you had used any hit die, go ahead and give yourself half your level back. And yeah, you guys are up and ready for the day as well as you can be. So, Eli, do we find you preparing breakfast as is your usual when you're out on the road? Or do you just get everyone up and try and head inside to the cafeteria area?
I definitely think that I would encourage people to go to the cafeteria so as not to, as they say in the industry, dilly-dally.
Okay.
Yeah. Eli's still pretty serious, and I know mechanically he has to sleep, but he probably didn't sleep very well.
Sure.
And yeah, I don't think it's going to be a heartwarming Eli breakfast this morning.
All right. So it seems, party, that Eli is ready to get to work. That maybe he's roused you all from whatever state of slumber that you're in, and you're all getting ready for the day. Dagonet will take you some time to get some of your armor back on and pieces of that thereof, but Other than that, what would you guys like to do?
Where are we gonna go first?
Well, I suppose we get something to eat. You know, we don't really want to rouse suspicion if we are not there at the breakfast. You know, I know Eli wants to get there. You know, at a proper time. So, yeah, at least you know, a bite of it before we go to the library. Yeah, I don't want to go down there on an empty stomach. That's for sure.
Yeah, of course not. Forgive me for not cooking anything, guys. I don't know. This has me all out of sorts.
I think this forest is preserved in some way anyways, so if you light anything on fire, they might get me in trouble. So...
Yeah, that is a good point. Dagonet, how are you feeling?
Oh, you know, nothing that a little night sleep couldn't take care of. You know, that might have to repair little things, but I'm okay. An experience I won't want to repeat, but you know, we're good.
Fair enough. Good to see you on your feet again. And is there any like minor damage to Dagonet's armor that like mending would fix?
The impact point of the horn from the I believe they were like elk, not moose. I probably misspoke. Is probably small enough that mending would work on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it was deep, not wide, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Puncture point was, yeah.
I think
yeah,
Eli would cast mending real quick and just sort of help him out with that.
Yeah.
Oh, merci. That you know, saves some time, and I don't have to worry about having a vulnerable spot till we had it fixed in Alderheart.
Yeah, I'm not a blacksmith, but hopefully that'll help a little bit.
Oh, it helps a lot. It's good.
Great.
Oh, magic. If anybody wants me to dig a hole, I'm here.
Forgot that was a thing. Oh, goodness.
I mean, we still don't have somebody in particular's diary in case you want to bury that, you know. Put it in the ground using your magic. So what if we get caught with it, you guys? I couldn't sleep very much because I was worried about having her book still.
I think we were saying that the fella that attacked us here maybe dropped it, but
yeah.
I would be willing to look over at these lovely plants if we wanted to say bury it. It's up to y'all. I think either way.
He's gonna eyeball over it as
I'm going to dig a hole. My time has come.
Yes.
Stand back.
This is what
Watch
you
me work.
Time is go.
Do you dig your 5x5 cube of dirt?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my
Wait,
goodness.
is it a 5x5 cube?
Yup.
So your spell is literally holes, the book.
Yes.
Yup.
I love it. I love it.
And because it is loose earth, it is quickly and immediately excavated and can be moved to an adjacent 5-foot area. So there you go. The hole, after a small song from Pez is played, is made instantaneously.
Behold.
Like he just kind of like tosses it into the.
And it lands with a down at the bottom. Some dirt is flung up. And with that spell, you can move that dirt back, I believe. So you move the dirt back, and that hole is now filled. It does look not like what it did before, but, you know, someone would have to really dig down there to see if anything was there.
Our job here is done.
All right, let's get some breakfast.
Breakfast in the library.
I think so.
That place is stinky and I don't like it. Should we bring snacks down there? Maybe make it better.
It wouldn't hurt. We also don't know how long we might be down there, so might as well pack snacks just in case.
Anyway.
Well, lucky for you guys, the rotation of this dome is going to connect to the nearest bridge in roughly 2 minutes. Wow, perfect timing for that too. So you guys can make your way across and back to the tower proper of the avium, heading back inside to where most of the action is in the area. You head in and you go to the main cafeteria and you kind of make a little bit of a ruckus because you're all armed and armored heavily. Most of you are carrying either multiple blades, some ranged weapons. One of you's got an entire suit of armor on with a helmet that has a very large feather on top of it. You're also very tall, Dagonet, so you're probably hitting every doorway and hallway that you're going through. The feather just brushes back on it. Yeah, you're carrying a quarterstaff and a spear. There's a lot of things going on here. So you clang your way summarily into the cafeteria and try to find yourself a little bit of food. The hush that comes over the students is noticeable, but they do resume talking a little bit, but it's pretty clear that they are in hushed tones discussing what the heroes of Alderheart are doing with so many weapons and armor on.
He's just gonna kind of shuffle to the buffet line. What we got today over here? Just not even. It's fine. I just want food.
You notice it is magically created Belgian Waffles Day, which is great, and they're perfectly crisp on the outside and light and fluffy on the inside, and they have an assortment of different types of syrups for you to try, as well as, whatever butter you might want and or need.
Lucky definitely gets a waffle and then goes to the syrup bar and does that thing that kids do at Mazio's where they get all the flavors in one cup, but it's all the syrup types on one waffle. Just like, exactly, just like, oh my, let's go. Really excited about this.
Excellent. Everyone else get a waffle as well, load up on things. There's also plenty of like bacon and sausage and otherwise available, but I just thought waffles would be fun because I kind of want one. So you sit down and you have some food. Is there anything that you guys would like to discuss here, or is it going to be a quick meal and then down to the library?
Imagine with everyone staring, we wouldn't have much of a private conversation.
Well, you are given space. There is a level of respect/fear from the students given. So you do have some privacy afforded to you if you were to, speak in kind of hushed tones. The cacophony of other people talking would drown out any conversation that you were probably willing to have.
If we scan the room, do we see Kevin?
You're looking for Kevin? Roll me a perception check.
Sweet. Perception. Sorry.
A 5. I think it's just because you don't see him in the room. If he's there, you feel like you search pretty well. Like kind of giving it a little once over there. There's no large stack of books anywhere, so Kevin's probably not here.
We'd run into Kevin again. It's been like 2 days. At some point. Pretty much have defined his popularity I imagine amongst these walls with hanging out with the Biz, right?
I feel like we owe him. I don't think we ever really did anything that we said we were gonna do, like talk to the dean or anything.
Maybe, I wonder if he got in big trouble.
Maybe we should look into that at some point, eventually.
When did you say that you were going to speak to the dean? It wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah, we told him on the way to bringing him from the cafeteria that night to the library that we would talk to the dean about him missing his night course, I believe, that night, and maybe needing some time away from his studies that night. So maybe we should make sure we see the dean at some point today on all factors at hand, you know? Because I don't want that kid to get in trouble. I mean, he legitimately saved all of our lives. Don't tell him I said that, please. But still, you know.
Should we do that before going down to the spooky library? Maybe?
I don't know. Is it like on the way? I can't remember where his office is.
It's a bit upstairs from here.
Magical elevators, though, could swiftly take you to any location.
I also don't know how the dean would react to us being armed as we are right now.
Well, I don't have to go into the room at all if the most obvious.
If we explain to him the fact that we got attacked by, reanimated elk bones last night, then maybe he can be quiet about us having to wear armor and weapons. Because, again, if we didn't have that, we would have our butts handed to us,
Yeah, that's fair.
I know he wants to reduce the idea of panic, but, I don't want to die either, Not really on my, schedule right now.
Yeah, well, it's up to y'all. I think we should get down to the library as soon as possible, personally. But, group decision.
I think word will probably reach him probably fairly quickly. If the students have anything to say about it.
Speaking of word reaching quickly to people, have you guys seen people be using these? He points at our little access pin things that we were given. You guys seen people using these to communicate? I wonder if we can use that. I don't know. I haven't tested it. I hope they're not listening to us this whole time. Kind of creepy.
I don't know that ours do that. I think it's just the faculty. I don't know about listening, though.
Should we develop hand signals? Library, principal. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think it's a bad idea.
All right.
Some time we could try.
You want me to get you 5 more waffles? Is that what you're saying? I got you. I'll be back.
I said I really want to go to the library, but I'm not going to argue with more waffles.
The ones that come back are covered in blueberries.
Hey, well, all right.
All right, 5 more minutes. That's fine.
I think we could
quickly finish your waffles.
I think we could definitely go to the library first. I mean, we got to report back to the dean what we find anyways. Either way, Oh, caught back. Horse behind the car, in front of the car. You know what I'm saying? That saying about a horse and a cart, whatever.
Yeah.
You're a tank, man. You can eat 6 waffles. I'm surprised. You gotta teach me how to do that one day.
Years of being maybe a little bit overweight for my age.
You look fine. You're healthy.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you. I needed to hear that.
And Lucky chugs the last bit of his I guess coffee if we're there. She's like, hey.
You found out that they have somehow acquired espresso in the last week.
Yes. He's elbows over at the copper machine, I guess, in the corner. She's like, is that machine? Is that the same thing that shop guy had?
It's open for anyone to use.
Lucky?
I think we definitely need some today. A lot of courage in that cup, right?
It can only help. Nothing can go wrong. I wonder if they have some containers we could bring with us of this.
Do you guys go over to the machine where all the cups and things are?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty clear that these are like just the standard cups that you've seen people utilize, and they take them out of the cafeteria all the time, and these servitor skeletons will eventually pick them up and return them if they're left in certain places around the avium.
I'm gonna get some. Do you want to get some, Piz?
Absolutely. You first go get as much as you can, and then I'll get as much as I can, and then we'll bring as much as we can for Dagonet and for Eli.
I guess I assume we've already like kind of started walking over the machine, but Lucky's gonna look back at Eli and Dagonet and be like, you want some of the espresso? Do you want it? Leo? Trying to ask.
Is he worried about telling secrets?
No, we'll get one for both of them anyways. Let's just.
Even if they say they don't want it, they want it. It's great. They don't even know what they're missing.
I'll make a cup or the tiny espresso cup for me, and then one for Eli and Dagonet, and try to carry all three of them like me.
There's small to-go platters.
Nice. All right, you got yours, Pez?
Do they have bigger cups up here somewhere to carry stuff in, like a liquid, hot liquid?
I mean, I think there might be some tea mugs over on that side, where the tea is.
How about like a flagon? A breakfast flagon?
I don't know, I haven't seen a bar here, like at the avium. I'm not really sure it's within these walls. We can ask somebody. Is there like? I mean, I think. Oh, okay.
I don't want to bother anybody. We should probably do some stuff. I'm gonna go grab 2 teacups. That's
all right. I'll see you back at the table then. There's sugar over there. Remember how it was so good with the sugar last time? Right over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do somewhat note that the students are studying this behavior rather closely as you make your way back and forth to the espresso machine with many, many cups.
Great.
Like he sits under the table with his the cups prepared for everybody. Yeah, right. This one for you. Dagonet, I couldn't tell if you said yes or no, but I got you one anyways. It's delicious, And he just immediately chugs all of his, ready to go. All right.
Down it. Go for it.
You go try it out. Try it out. No pressure though. But I mean,
Try it out.
Well, I suppose that doesn't hurt. He'll take a sip. It's a bit bitter.
Oh, try to put some sugar in there, but you know how much sugar people are gonna want. Stuff.
Put some sugar in this one if you want to try it. You want to try this one?
Are there like one of those little caddies of sugar on the table kind of thing?
Yeah, sure.
You just
It's a magical place.
shoves it over. Just try some of that, and that's pretty good.
Oh, I'll take your word. He'll kind of try and sweeten it up. It's a little bitter, I suppose. Just an acquired taste, I think. But
Lucky's probably already furiously nodding at you. Just yeah. His little foot's probably already tapping the ground.
Yeah, so who drinks at least 1 cup of the espresso? Lucky, Pez, Eli, Dagonet, do you? Or you hold off?
he'll maybe get through half.
You get through half. Okay. Those of you that have 1 full cup here, for 30 minutes on one particular task, you can have advantage.
Eli drinks 5.
For 30 minutes, 1 task. So treat it as having 1 advantage die for the next 30 minutes on a skill check.
Told you it was pretty great, right? Man, we should get to the library. We should probably go. Do we have to put our dishes away? I can't remember if we did that last time or not. Do we put our dishes away here?
As you say that, a skeleton servitor walks by and begins collecting the dishes directly off the table.
Oh, yes.
Gaspard's trousers. Jeez. Oh,
Like he's gonna try to wave his hand in front of this servitor's face and be like, do you really think it doesn't, like, react to us or anything?
Its hollow eye sockets do turn and face you.
Thank you. Thank you for clearing our dishes.
Roll me an insight check.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boop.
A 9. Could swear that it just nodded at you.
Did you guys see that? You guys see it? Do you think it? I mean, maybe it was a little hiccup, but maybe it was an actual nod. You know what?
And they did used to be people here, teachers and everything. Could be a remnant of. I'm not sure how necromancy works, but it could be a remnant of their souls.
Or the professor's doing.
I don't know. Now I feel majorly. I mean, I'm not really a bath kind of person, but now I feel majorly more uncomfortable at the fact that they were in there in the bathroom with us and we were having to bathe.
Yeah, probably not best to think about it.
Are they supposed to be that way? I don't. That's weird. I wonder if these students kind of know that maybe. No? I don't know.
I don't know.
We should bring that up to the dean too.
They might have a class on them in an upper year, but I don't see why they might just be used and be like, oh yeah, I don't know how much they would know.
I bet we're not the first ones to get a feeling of being watched or understood by these guys. Maybe if we have time, we could ask around to some students. Maybe we could ask Kevin. We could find him. Say, hey, thanks for saving our behinds. Also, do the servitors freak you out? You know? Right? We could just, like, elbows Pez. We could just have Pez, like, sing a song about Kevin. He'll show up, I'm sure.
We have time. I'm ready. I can sing so many songs right now. We can. Ooh, are there like fast morning breakfast songs? Get everybody hyped up.
Look, it's gonna look at Eli. Do you have time? Do you want to do this right now? You have time? Okay, let's go.
Eli was so in a rush, and I was just like,
It's all right.
dude, I don't know.
What are we doing? Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. So ready.
Well, I was just saying, I tried to keep an eye out for Kevin while we were here, but maybe if you sang a song about Kevin, he would show up. And then we can ask him about the servitors, but we could also, say thanks for, saving our butts. Did you write any lyrics about Kevin?
Absolutely not, but we can make it up on the fly. It is a true test of skill. I'm gonna whip out my instrument. I'm just gonna do it.
You're gonna pull out your instruments and you're gonna play a song about Kevin. Is that the plan?
Yep.
To a room full of people where Kevin may not be.
Yep.
I'd love to hear it. Please roll me a performance check to see how well this improvisation goes off about Kevin.
I'm gonna use my
The wizard
advantage.
apprentice that saved you butts. A 16. For an improvised performance from anyone else, comes off as being previously written. Pez is quite skillful. Most people in the room, at hearing you just start playing a random tune, I think some over in the immediate area notice that you take out your instruments and start playing something and singing something. But it takes a couple seconds for the rest of the room to realize. But by the middle portion of the song, the second verse, everyone is clapping along and enjoying themselves rather nicely. You don't get the feeling that they understand who this Kevin is. You don't really have a last name to go with this. And the story about Kevin, and what do you sing about him?
It's Kevin, and he's super brave, and it's fire stuff, and boop 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 kills guys. It was great.
Yeah, I think it's too generic that they kind of just think it's a story about an apprentice wizard, which is how it comes off, and one that is rather successful and helps heroes. But there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of immediate correlation with Kevin that you know.
Gotta find your inner Kevin.
They all clap politely, some of them cheering a little bit, and you hear some of them voice like, yeah, I'm gonna get me another espresso and I'm gonna be Kevin today.
Go forth, brave students.
And so they do. It seems at this point, after you've sung to them, that they stop talking about you and start talking more about, their days and back to the gossip of the avium, and have kind of ultimately ignored the fact that you're all armed and armored. The song has put them at ease.
I don't know what that may have accomplished, but I feel like whatever it was, we did great. Go team super neat hero people. Look at this.
Well, it definitely made them a little bit more comfortable with this. I mean, maybe we won't have the dean on our backs as we thought we might.
Okay.
Great performance as always, Pez. Nice thing to start the morning off with.
Aw, you guys are just always such big inspiration.
Yeah, it was really good. It almost made me actually miss Kevin.
Maybe we should
Oh,
take him
come
with us
on,
again.
Lucky. He's a good kid.
I wasn't saying he wasn't. I'm just saying real close. Real close. Like I thought
Yeah,
fondly of
fair
him
enough.
during that song. So there you go. I mean, where'd you go? We go elaborate now?
Yeah, I
Alright.
think we should.
Okay. So you guys take the elevator down to the first floor where the stairs lead down to the lower library. You don't really encounter anyone. People seem to be going about their days, going to classes, doing their studies, heading to the outer towers post-breakfast and some of the other domes as well. So you make your way down into the lower library, and Eli, again, you note that, yeah, now you can hear it. As you leave the main portion of the tower and head underground, it does remind you that this place is somewhat magically silenced. Sound is dampened here. Vibrations seem to not shake as much as anywhere else. It's quiet and pleasantly temperatured. And as you go down, you find Mordain Swiftgale, the librarian, sitting behind his desk. Glasses sitting low on his beak as he reads through something in front of him.
Like he's like peeking in. There he is. Do we just go ask him? Hey, have you been bringing servitors to the library? Also, do you know anything about any shadows or any elks or like what do we do? How do we handle this? What do you guys think?
I don't know that I have the best rapport with this fella. I'm willing to talk with him and keep him distracted, but I really think we should be digging around in the back shelves over there with those scrolls that he was cataloging the other day. It's no coincidence that we keep coming across these scrolls at the scenes of all these attacks.
All right. I'll go. I don't think he likes me very much either. Plus, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, his slow speech right now would really like not go over easily for me. So if you want to, we can go over and sneak over there and try to look around. If you guys, what do you guys want to distract or what?
We can just say that we've come to look for more information. And that's we kind of know where we're going at this time.
Yeah, to not interrupt his cataloging.
Placate him, say that we don't want to bother him in what he's doing today, because we know how much well that went last time.
Yeah. All right. Lucky already just shuffles off to where the scrolls are. It's like, I'm not talking to that guy.
Yeah, Lucky, as you shuffle past, Mordain looks like,
Oh, good morning, heroes. Welcome back to the library. How may I help you?
Morning. We're just coming back to do a little bit more research. I think we know what we're looking for. So, don't want to interrupt you. I know you're a busy man.
Oh, that's kind of you. I do.
and he gestures backwards to like this cart that is just laden with these scrolls. Some of them are just rolled up. Some of them seem to be in a little bit of disrepair. Some of them are all like in leather boxes and stuff.
I do have a lot to catalog today.
Tell you what, I'll give you a hand with a couple of those while my friends do some research.
Oh, that's unnecessary. My cataloging is very particular, and it would likely be faster for me to do it myself than to take the time to explain it to you.
It's the least I can do. I think we got off on the wrong foot the other day, and well, I found it very interesting, frankly.
Interesting?
Oh, of course. I mean, knowledge. I mean, you've got shelves of it here. In our rush, maybe I kind of glossed over the fact that the college does have a wealth of information that's not only beneficial to us, but to the world as a whole. And so I think it would be a crime for me to not partake in a little bit of it.
But that information is exactly why you shouldn't take the time to help me, but to help your friends, to benefit the world at large.
Yeah, but I mean, you are the venerable expert of this information. World at large is in the hands of my capable friends. I could use a break from all that.
Oh.
Roll me some
insist.
insight. Roll me some insight. You're definitely studying his reaction here. I see when you're trying to get a rise out of the man, right? So
Yeah.
let's see what you can pick up just based on the conversation.
His picture was up when I opened Roll20.
Remember,
Look at
you
his
will
dumb
be
face. Oh, I know I have advantage.
I did bring up the face, so chat, if you didn't know who Mordain Swiftgale was, this is him.
God.
He is a Strigg, not a Corvom, as was asked in chat there.
It's a 9.
Did you want this? Yeah, use your advantage on this one. Okay. Something's off. He seems uncomfortable, but you can't really put your finger on which portion of that is. It could be just because he doesn't want someone who doesn't understand the cataloging system slowing him down, like he says. Or, well, Eli has his suspicions. So, nothing definitive comes out of this.
Well, sure, okay. I was going to wait until after I finished my cup of tea, but you're right, you're here now, and an extra set of paws is always good to help.
He closes his book and he picks up the cataloging journal that you guys had previously looked at and gone through at one point in time, where it all kind of came down to some kind of Mordain Swiftgale, Rain Man Swift Scratch all over the place, and it's very hard to figure out. But he does pick it up, picks up a quill, he takes the cart, and he says,
Well, follow me then.
and he walks away down to the opposite side of where you guys are generally seated for your study. So the rest of the party, what are you doing here as Eli is walking away?
I guess walking farther to the back of the library.
Headed back to where the scrolls and stuff were, which is what he had been cataloging the night we had been attacked, I think. So
Okay, so somewhat in this, so Right, so you want to go to where the scrolls were when you guys were attacked, that he was cataloging? Is that the plan with that? Okay.
Yeah, because that's kind of the musty dark side we haven't really been to, correct? Am I correct, party, right?
Yeah, you haven't really explored that side. Everything else seemed to be on this kind of like better, well-lit side of the library.
I don't remember exactly where it was, but what I was referring to was when I went back and was like pressing him about what he was doing, and I was with the dean, I think.
Yes, okay. That's that kind of lesser used side of the library where there's these large walls and shelves of just like scrolls lined up in like these little cubbies, right? So that's actually. Eli is going to that side of the library right now. The library is rather large. The particular area he was in, Lucky, I don't think you know where that is. You didn't go there with Eli, but you just kind of want to... So you guys just want to explore that side of the library? Okay. I think you would note that Mordain kind of gives you a look as you guys head off in the similar general direction, but he doesn't say anything. And you're left to roam the library. I think as you do, he does look back and says,
"Do remember to be careful. Some of these books and scrolls can be quite dangerous."
And he continues pushing the cart down one of the rows. Eli closely behind. Okay. So party, you're going in that general direction. What are you looking for? What's happening here?
Dagonet leans over. So what am I supposed to be watching for? More scrolls or
Well, I mean, we know that the two spells that attacked us were from scrolls, so maybe we look for some spaces where they're missing, and I can keep an eye on stuff on the ground, or like was there any feathers by a particular Corvum left behind, or something, anything,
Secret rooms, maybe.
I mean, we'll listen for a draft or something, right?
Ooh.
Okay. So, depending on what you are looking for, and we'll take this as your general role of either investigation or perception. If you are investigating, trying to find, let's say, something similar to where this necromantic scroll you found came from within this library, that is definitely going to be an investigation check, right? Finding out where the necromancy scrolls are kept, where this one particularly was, and maybe where it was removed from the library itself. If you're trying to perceive a draft coming from somewhere, I would want you to roll perception for that. So let's go in order here, and let's kind of pick out what you're looking for particularly, but I am going to take it as a general roll for your investigation as a group of the library, okay? So let's start with Lucky. Lucky, what are you looking for in particular? And we'll roll based on that, and that'll be your general roll for the investigation here in the library.
Yeah, I think Lucky, unfamiliar with most libraries or finding hidden rooms and stuff like that, more is looking for like almost in a tracking manner, looking for anything that has been left behind or dropped by anybody who's been back here. Okay. So just in case anybody was back here messing with scrolls, maybe they left a pen or pencil behind that says their name on it conveniently, something like that.
Okay, sure. That sounds like a general investigation of the area. So go ahead and roll me investigation, please.
I'm going to use my advantage on this guy because I'm sure my eyesight is extremely caffeinatedly heightened.
For the moment, yes. Let's take advantage of that situation.
Oh, wow, 19. I'm very glad I did that.
A natural 20, reduced to the 19 based on your intelligence score, but very well rolled. Okay, so that's what we'll take into account for Lucky here. Dagonet, what are you looking for?
I guess he would be trying to feel a draft.
Okay.
Or if there's any area that might
something
be
that seems out of place or weird for you. Sure, roll me a perception check. You're keeping a general eye out and feel out here for something that's out of the ordinary. That's an 18. That is also very well rolled. Excellent. Okay. Oh, we've got Dagonet keeping an eye out. Lucky. Nose to the floor. Eyes hyper dilated in the darkness here from the caffeine. Pez, how are we rounding this out? What are you looking for?
She's gonna look for anything out of the ordinary, like magic-wise. Maybe try a detect magic spell, see if there's anything that's just a little wonky.
So detect magic will allow you to sense the presence of anything magic within 30 feet of you for the next 10 minutes. So absolutely you can make use of this. I remember the last time you've done this, it is... A lot of these books and scrolls are magical in nature anyways. Mm-hmm. So what are you looking for when you cast this?
Everything that's been bad has been kind of necromancy related. Right. So anything that pops up.
Instead of having to understand the cataloging structure here, you're hoping that you walk by the row that's got necromantic scrolls. And you can feel the energy of those through your detect magic spell. Absolutely would be able to do that, sure. So that's going on as well. But while you've got that happening, because it's just a concentration spell that you're doing, what are you on the lookout for while this is happening?
I'm gonna keep an eye out as to where like just the necromancy scrolls are, but I was kind of gonna look around and see if anything necromantic is maybe out of place, like not where it should be. If that makes sense, like if there's
maybe
hidden.
It wasn't cataloged correctly, or hidden things. Let's go with perception. You are perceiving through your spell certain things. So can you, through the magical haze of all of these things overlapping on each other, find those pinpricks of necromancy? 15. It's a good roll. That's a good roll. Okay, so we will definitely take that into account while you're doing your investigation. But for the moment, before I reveal anything here, let's go find out what Eli and Mordain, the librarian, are doing on the other side of the library. So Eli, you follow Mordain deeper and deeper into the library here until you find what looks to be, a bunch of empty cubbies waiting to be filled with scrolls. Mordain begins explaining how these are cataloged. It is confusing, and you think probably overly complicated, and to do this correctly, you're probably going to need a little bit of help or practice, or roll me an intelligence check. 13. Better than the average bear. Your intelligence modifier is not super duper high to understand Mordain and whatever is going on in that notebook and brain of his. The DC is slightly higher than that, but you're following along okay. You will be an adequate pupil for this, but you definitely need some guidance on how to do things. But you and Mordain begin cataloging each of these scrolls. What you do for him is you pick up the scroll, you find if it's in a language you understand, you find out where it is, you read out the name of the scroll, and if you can get any kind of feel of what type of magic it is off that, Mordain is like this steel trap of knowledge for knowing what each of these scrolls is once you read the name off. Knows exactly what type of magic it is, what's it supposed to be doing, and writes it down in their notebook, and then takes it from you and puts it in a particular cubby. And as he does so, he makes a note there, and you read out the next one. And it goes on and on and on like this for a little bit of time. Until Mordain pauses and he says,
"Oh, I could go for a spot of tea. Do you mind if I step away for a moment?"
Yeah, tea sounds actually really lovely. I'd like that.
"Oh, sure, I could absolutely bring you a cup."
Oh, I couldn't make you do that. I'll just join you.
Okay. He kind of gets that like a weird furrowed, feathered look, but doesn't protest. And you follow Mordain away. We bounce back to our 3 investigators. We're gonna call this the gang. Eli is now Scooby. So we go back to the gang, and they are going around in a very methodical fashion based on Lucky's investigation here. And Lucky has taken their knowledge of tracking things in the wild, and especially the swamps, and how literally muddy it sometimes can be finding anything around there. Especially slimes, they don't really leave a whole lot of trail anyways. But methodically going through each of the rows and trying to find any little piece out of place. Pez, keeping the Detect Magic spell up as long as you possibly can. I think the search itself will likely take a total of an hour or two to really get through the entirety of the library here. But with a quick walk back and forth, as you guys have decided to just try and pinpoint any of the areas that might have necromancy in it, you do find what looks to be the designated area of magical necromancy scrolls. There's a pretty good lot of them. The avium is a very complete place, and the library is extensive. You've got 2 shelves either side of you, 2 large bookshelves, each with cubbies filled with what you can feel is this kind of inky black feeling from your Detect Magic spell, unblocked by anything else around that once you step through the haze of the conjuration and the other types of spells that you can see. So you found that. The rest of you are looking around for any hide or hair of something out of place. Dagonet feeling for a breeze. Lucky, you go up and down the necromancy section, and you note that there's a couple of scrolls missing out of here, which mentally, per this investigation score, absolutely tracks with what you found spread around. It's not necessarily surprising to you either that someone utilizing these scrolls would be able to cast necromancy that maybe they don't even rightfully know. But it leaves a little bit more questions than answers. Yeah, the scrolls came from here, but what does that mean? Who took those? So you start investigating the area a little bit more closely. Hands and knees, trying to find that pencil with someone's name on it. Any type of thing to really tip you off that something is going on. When Dagonet notices out of the corner of their eye a servitor skeleton arching down the far wall at the end of the bookshelves. And another. And another. And another. Another? All marching in a line somewhere deeper into the library. I think that's where we leave you guys off, trying to decide what to do with that bit of information. And when we come back to that, see if anything else can happen. Eli, you follow Mordain to, well, a back office where they've got themselves a kettle on a small stove and they're brewing some tea for you. And Mordain's going on and on about some nuance of magic and the differences between how religious magic works in comparison to learning what he calls the true art of magic and being able to pull it from oneself in the air and the area around you, and on and on and on. Do you want to ask him anything here?
I think Eli would kind of be going into sort of like talking shop as far as magic goes. I think he'd be talking about like his drawing his power from the domain of community and whatnot, and his belief system, and like
what each of those rituals do.
Yeah, and like for lack of a better word, almost trying to, I don't know. I feel like Eli's like trying to outbore him, but also like ingratiate himself with him.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Roll me a charisma check for it then.
Sure.
You're ingratiating yourself by making small talk, and everyone knows in the world, if you successfully make small talk with someone, they feel better about you. You think you're doing a good job. Mm-hmm. But us on this side of the table, you might be letting on a little bit more than you intended to with some of your questions in the small talk are a little bit too pointed. Maybe some of the questioning eyebrow raises that you have, as you had when you were trying to ask him to go take the scroll somewhere, is tipping him off on something is going on here. Doesn't do anything, and he continues to talk to you, but you do see his demeanor somewhat change towards you. A little, slightly less friendly, a little bit more suspicious, and you have the insight capability of being able to figure that out, but you've kept him busy. And so we go back over to the rest of the party. Dagonet, what do you tell your friends here about these skeletons that have just gone marching by?
I don't want to alarm anyone, but I found some more of the skeleton professors walking to the back.
Should we tail him?
I think we should.
Yeah. I mean, also, have you guys seen where all this missing? There's clearly stuff missing from here and here and here. And let's definitely trail him. I bet that's where it's going either way. You're whispering too quiet. I can't hear you.
This necromancy thing, I don't know about it. I don't like it.
I don't think anybody does. Except for the necromantic teacher lady. She probably likes it.
Don't like
But it's her job, you know? So, alright. And Lucky's gonna, like, try to, like, head the group to, like, stalk behind the servitors to try to, like, peeping around the bookshelf to see where's...
Yeah, trying to see where they're going. Are you trying to do this stealthily?
Oh, yeah. Now he knows that
Alright.
they, like, at least kind of register him with movement, so he is
They
definitely...
seem somewhat conscious of things, right?
Mm.
Roll me a stealth check. Everyone that's trying to follow the skeletons, roll me a stealth check.
Oh, dear.
Dagonet, you are in full armor here, so that is at disadvantage. Okay, Lucky 8, Pez 20. Dagonet 4. We are hyper stealthy today. As a group, it could be better. But you make your way behind these skeletons as quietly as you think you are. It becomes clear that Dagonet's full suit of armor is never quiet. Ever. The skeletons don't turn around. You follow them at a respectful distance, but I think for fear of alerting them to your presence and the sound that you're making, you lose sight of them for just a moment. Towards what you finally find is the back wall of the library that seemed almost infinite from walking around here. And they're gone.
What?
They couldn't have just vanished. Is there some sort of door or ramp or something?
You check the walls, I'll check the floor. Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Lucky just kind of stamps forward, like tapping his foot on the ground for any sort of like hollow sounds or whatever on the ground.
So you're going to start looking for some kind of hidden door of some
Yeah, Lucky's like looking for a hatch on the ground, and I think Dagonet's got walls, so.
Okay, so Dagonet, walls, investigate for me.
Oh, investigation.
Investigating, I know.
Okay.
It's taking a closer look at something, not noticing something. So a 3. Lucky. Go ahead and roll me investigation. A 13. Okay. So Dagonet, you're having trouble. Every wall is lined with books, shelves. Can't even see the walls. Everything's in the way. Incredibly hard to see past them, and if you start moving all these books around, it's hard to find anything. Lucky, you're again nose to the floor, looking around, seeing if you can't find any hide or hair of a trap door of some kind. Well, you don't find a trap door. But At the very end, one of these walls that Dagonet is attempting to look at, behind one of these shelves, you see scrapes? Maybe? Scrapes that could be left by something swinging in an arc.
Lucky's gonna attempt to go back to hand signal mode just in case his pin is listing. He's gonna be like, we're trying to get them to come over and look at it.
Don't you look at no, come. Second, he like leans to Pez. He wants us to sweep the floor out. It's not time to clean.
Just come here. Just come here.
What is it?
He's like, do you see this? He's like pointing out the kind of stone grate on the ground, or grating on the ground where you're talking about kind of could be a door swing. Like,
it could be.
I think this is it, guys. I think this is it. He's gonna put his ear to the wall, like try to see if he can hear some like sound that's not the sound
Roll
of
me a
stone.
perception check.
I don't know.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
11.
An 11. You remember Eli telling you that this place is magically dampened of sound. It is almost impossible to hear anything but the own blood pounding in your big ol' ears.
Maybe if I try pulling the bookcase forward, might, if it will open, it might open.
I mean, just well, yeah. I'll help you. I guess. Yeah.
So what are you doing with the bookcase here? You trying to
Gonna
move
try
it?
and like pull it forward, like as if like you're kind of
Moving it? Okay.
moving it.
How much effort are you gonna try to put into this?
Still got a good strong back.
Like athletics check worthy of effort into the pulling
Yeah, he would.
the bookshelf?
He would give a good effort.
Roll me an athletics check. I guess when would you stop? That's a 23.
I pick up the bookcase and I put it down and I move it over here.
You try to move the bookcase and pull on it, and all the books on it are kind of shaking around. Some of them fall off on the side, but the bookcase doesn't budge away from the wall. It doesn't move. It seems to be attached in some way. You start pulling harder. More of the books start shaking. Some of them keep falling off. Pez, roll me a perception check.
4.
There's a lot of shaking going on. You also note that, man, even you can hear all this stuff happening in this magically dampened area. Books are falling all over the place. Mordane's gonna be so upset they worked so hard to catalog all of these things. Dagonet, do you keep pulling?
Yeah.
Eventually you start hearing like pow, and like a nail pops out from one of the sides, and it looks like one of the sides that Dagonet's got hold on to has disconnected itself from the wall. Dagonet, do you keep pulling?
Sure do.
Without anyone stopping them, Dagonet is going to remove the bookcase from the wall. Picks it up and places it over there. There are nails sticking out from the back of it, big, like outside, like, oh god, big masonry nails, right? You put them into stone walls. Books all over the floor. Yeah. Well, the wall's open. You can see the wall now. What would you like to do?
Lucky's gonna try to find the starting point of the curve, I guess. The scrape on the ground, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Roll me another investigation for this.
Sweet. Oh.
4. Oh, it's tough. Oh, it's tough. You saw that one part and you could swear this was a door, it would be right here.
Lucky's probably like muttering under his voice about Dagonet having now over-scraped the scrape that was on the floor. So now there's many scrape, and it's like...
It is muddied. The wall itself, if you were going to try to find like a hidden door seam, there's just holes in it now where nails used to be. Some of them are still in there because the wood was just ripped right through them. It's all kinds of trouble.
I'm gonna try. Can I try detect magic again?
Okay.
Might as well, I guess. Well.
Sense magic within 30 feet of you. Use your action to see faint aura of visible creatures and objects in the area, and you can learn School of Magic. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Are you trying to see past the wall or just your immediate area?
There's just anything around the wall, in, around. Look up, and down at the floor.
I look up, I look down, I look up, I look down. Okay, sure. You look around, trying to find something. You can't see anything past the wall, which to you tells you there's either no magic there or it's more than a foot thick worth of stone. You do note that there's something interesting on the back side of the door. Or of the, why can't I think of bookshelf anymore? Of the back side of the bookshelf that was torn off the wall. So you walk around to the other side of it where it had been placed over here, and you go and you take a look at it, and you see a small rune etched into the wood. Right below a book, one of the few remaining books on the shelf. The book is sitting up straight. Doesn't lean to either side, though there's nothing supporting it. Well, rune looks somewhat familiar to you. Oh, you have something really similar to this. You have a Chime of Opening. It's got runes all over it that look like this. To remind Pez and everyone else, a Chime of Opening is a hollow metal tube that measures about 1 foot long and weighs a pound. Strike it as an action, point it at an object that can be opened, such as a door, lid, or lock. Chime issues a clear tone, 1 lock or latch, the object opens, unless the sound can't reach the object. This is something that Pez has had in their bag for
Lucky almost
episodes.
died breaking into that door.
Yeah.
I have that.
So Chime of Opening, if I
no.
take a look at who's got access to it, it says in player journal, Malaveth.
Oh. I didn't realize I had that.
Yeah.
Was it a part of the stuff on her robe?
Oh, no, but a door is.
You have a door. The Chime of Opening, I believe, was picked up at some point in time during the Bandit arc, when you guys were visiting the Bandit stronghold.
That's so funny.
Well,
It's okay. I've had to hide like 8 times. I forgot I had the cloak that would help me hide. So here we are.
Here we are, magic items!
I love that seeing the rune is what reminded Pez. I think that, you know what? That's RP right there. That is the long, that's a long game of RP, and Malaveth, you nailed it.
There it is. There it is. Yep. Malaveth pulled it off. But Pez, you do recognize this. And you slowly, from one of the deep pockets of your robe, pull out your, oh yeah, Chime of Opening. It's got 5 uses left in it, as you remember.
oh, hey, got some news, some good, exciting news. Maybe we should put this back. There's a rune on the back. This the book, and look at the, it's right there. Just put it back.
Yeah, Well, I don't know if it will go back quite the way it was, but I can at least place it where it was.
Do you place the bookshelf back where it was?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. You place the bookshelf back where it was, kind of shuffling over the amount of books underneath you, needing maybe a little bit of help from Lucky and Pez to maneuver it from one side now because you're going to trip on something. And you put it back? Sort of. There's nails sticking out, so you're like kind of off kilter on a couple of the sides, but, you know, pretty good.
Dagna, you are very strong and the best and so great. And look at you. You're wonderful. I'm going to take out the chime thing. I'm just going to try and... Well, okay, I was going to do this thing, but should we get Eli back here? Are we gonna like, because it seems like it's it, you know.
That is true. Yeah, well, we shouldn't go on without him, especially if the door closes and we don't know if we can.
I don't even know what Eli is, you guys. I don't even know if I can find my way back here. I mean, we can go check and see if he's still cataloging. But what if he ran off to try to find scrolls too?
We can light a flare.
I wish I had some way to like tell him. Like I wish I had like a. Can we like tear a page out of a book and like write a message on it and like paper plane it to him or something?
Well, funny thing. I have a thing called message, but it only works if he's like relatively close, and I don't.
How big is relatively close? Like 1 mile, 5 feet? Why wouldn't you just tell him right next to you?
It's feet.
That's a number. I don't know. I'll look it up.
It's 120.
120. That's pretty good. That's a good amount of distance.
I mean, do you have to know where he is, or is it just kind of like you send a message into like the air and he might catch it if he's like within a certain amount of feet or something?
I think it's just in his general direction. It's generally that way.
What do you put in your message?
Hey, Eli, get your butt in the back. We're in the back. Get your butt back here.
Eli, you feel a weird tingling sensation as you're continuing to help Mordain catalog these scrolls, listening to something inane and probably not correct, but it's Pez in your brain saying, Eli, get your butt to the back. And you feel prompted to respond to the message.
I can think it. I don't have to say it out loud.
You can think it. I think it's fine. I'd have to check, but I don't care.
In a whisper that only you can hear. I don't know that it says. Says, did y'all find something? Also, how are you doing this?
I haven't done message before. Can I respond to that or do it again, or?
You do it again. It's free. It's a cantrip. So it just takes you 6 seconds to do again.
Meanwhile, Lucky's just like looking at her face while she's just...
Yeah, you're just holding this like small piece of copper wire and pointing in a general direction.
Magic. It's magic,
Yeah.
Eli.
It does have a vocal component, so you're like muttering something under your breath the entire time. But your message can be whatever you want it to be.
Magic stuff. But I don't know. But get back here. In the back. Scoot.
All right, I'll figure out a way out of this. I think Eli will let Mordain finish his thought and just place a book where it needs to be or finish whatever part of cataloging he's doing. and he'll. Are there windows in the library at all, or no?
No, it's underground.
There's no indication of like what time of day it is.
No.
Hey, Mordain, so sorry to interrupt.
Yes?
Do you have the time?
Oh, yes, I am quite adept at knowing exactly what time it is. Also, I have this lovely watch.
And he looks down at his watch, and I believe you guys would have been down here for a couple hours now. It's probably noonish.
Oh, shoot. I am so sorry. I just remembered I have an appointment with the divination instructor that I needed to meet. It'll probably be about an hour. I can come back.
Oh, that's... No rush, no rush. I do appreciate your assistance. I may be done with this, but back at my desk, if you're willing to help some more, I'm glad to have you.
Of course.
Do enjoy your time here at the Avium.
Of course. Thank you. Again, sorry to cut this so short so quickly. And Eli is going to sneak to the back, hopefully. I mean, he's going to exit and then sort of like duck behind a bookcase and just...
Roll me stealth.
Oh, boy. 17.
17. You feel pretty successful on this.
Okay.
And you find your way to the back, where eventually the party and you meet up. And just as Pez is about to chime the chime and attempt to open this door where the strewn about books in this bookcase are, and Eli, you see the destruction that they have wrought, we're gonna take our first break and resolve that when we...
What the hell happened?
Thank you for watching DieFall Alderheart episode 22. We will be right back in about 3 to 5 minutes. Go get a snack, get a drink, and otherwise. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again to DieFall Alderheart episode 22. Tonight's episode, once again, is sponsored by StartPlaying.Games. If you're looking for a professional DM in a game that maybe that you haven't played before or want to play, or have a group of people that you want to play with, but you don't want a GM, well, you can find one on StartPlaying.Games. There's amazing games, professional GMs, and you can just start playing. Head on over to StartPlaying.Games/u/DieFall, or click the link right underneath the stream here, or in the description if this is on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, you can catch up on all of our Dungeons & Dragons stuff on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/runawayrobot, or in podcast format over on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud if you just type in DieFall. And please leave reviews and otherwise there, because it helps us out a whole heckin' lot. I'm ready for this to continue, and hopefully you are too. We will be right back. Welcome back to DieFall Alderheart episode 22. We find our party in front of a somewhat destroyed, disheveled bookshelf area where Eli has successfully snuck away from his volunteer duties with the librarian to find absolute chaos has happened back here, and now Pez is standing in front of it with a metal rod hand out, pointing it at this wall and this bookshelf. Take it away.
Gonna catch you up. Lucky found a thing, and then Dagonet found a thing, and then we all found a thing, and now we're gonna open this thing. Are you ready for adventure?
Why did you rip the... And he looks at Pez, he looks at Lucky, and he looks at Dagonet and is like, why'd you rip the bookcase off the wall?
Well, we expected a secret to the door, and well, we did discover a secret door by removing the bookcase. Just maybe not the way that one would normally expect.
Look, all I'm gonna tell you is it was pretty satisfying to watch, especially with being so frustrated lately with, the feel like we don't have any help. It was kind of just like, yeah, rip that bookshelf, So like,
well, as long as there's actually a door behind this thing, I'm a little less mad.
Of course,
for discovery. You ready?
Yep. Let's see your door, Paz.
Do I just dingle the chime and just go bling, and then?
Yeah, basically you strike the chime, it issues a clear tone, and one lock or latch or object opens unless the sound can't reach the object. You're in a dampened area, but it has a range of 120 feet. So you're fine. I think it'll reach there even if it's somewhat muted. It'll have a significant amount of, it's a magic item. It's fine, you know. You're not totally silenced in the area. So go ahead and mark your Chime of Opening to only have 4 uses left now. You should be able to edit that page. If not, let me know and I will fix that. It can be edited by, yep, there it is, Malaveth, done. And this kind of ding resonates out and vibrates. And if we were in an animated cartoon where we have woodland creatures acting as heroes, we would see that there's these like ripples of waves of sound that reach out past the bookshelf and hit the wall, and we hear like a clunk, and the door begins to try and push itself open into the bookcase that has been dislodged from it. The bookcase begins to tilt and tilts farther, and it starts falling down. Do we allow this thing to crash to the floor?
Dagon will try and catch it.
Dagonet, go ahead and roll me some athletics to catch this thing and move it out of the way.
If Eli sees Dagonet do it, Eli's gonna help because he doesn't want Dagonet to get hurt.
At advantage, Dagonet. Stop the bookshelf from collapsing. That's a 10. You do your best. It doesn't impact the floor hard, but you do find it that it's now resting against another bookcase, and the impact from it does like shake some books loose from not only this one, but the one on the other side of you, and we get that moment where it like teeters back and forth, and we're gonna see if we get that domino effect from all of the bookcases going down within the library. But even the books have a sigh of relief when the bookcase does not fall over, and you're able to maneuver this shelf to the side. In front of you stands an open doorway, and you hear a tick, 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 tick. And after about 5 seconds,
Huh.
I think we were supposed to walk through that.
Yeah. Pez, can he do that again?
Yeah, it's only got a certain amount of uses, but what else are we gonna do? Break the wall or something? Just gonna look at Dagonet.
Eli looks at Dagonet.
Well, wood I'm comfortable with. Stone I'm not so sure.
Fair enough. Get another one of those espressos in you, and we'll see if that changes.
Would I know if my mold earth would work?
Mold earth doesn't work against fixed stone, correct?
Colors. I know we've gone over this a couple times, and I forget every time.
I think it makes
dirt or stone.
I think it makes stone rough terrain, right?
That's what it is. Yep. Never mind. Okay. Well, let's do it again.
I think it was one of those, like, if it's loose like gravel, we could move it, but if it's packed like a stone wall, we can make it rough terrain. But
yeah, that's what it is.
I think we've made this area rough terrain enough as it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of books all over the place right now. And now there's like a shelf in the way behind you. If you were trying to escape from this place, it'd be rather difficult. So you're going to Chime of Opening this again?
Yep, y'all ready? We're going to run through real fast. Ooh.
All right. Ding! And again, we have the ripples of the sound waves, and we hear... And this time fully opening against nothing in the way, except for maybe some books on the ground that it kind of shoves over to the side, sweeping them out. It reveals an opening. It's rather dark in there, but you go, right?
Yeah, Lucky definitely darts in. Yeah, I get it.
Okay. You all make it inside. It's about 5 seconds that it remains open until behind you... You note on the inside that there's a lever here, and it looks like you would be able to open it from the inside at least. It seems to be the outside portion you guys didn't maybe figure out so well, but hey, Chime of Opening, that works out pretty well. So, you're now inside. You and your companions find yourself in a small hallway, dimly lit by motes of magical light, which float in slow, random patterns near the passageway ceiling. The hall before you continues downwards into darkness. 20 feet ahead, to your left, a door has been left open. Sound falls away behind you of any type of hubbub that you might have had in the avium, and you're left in the somewhat dark silence of this hallway.
I knew that bastard was had something.
I just hope there's no reanimated elk or ghost shadows down here. You like eyeballs is on shadow? Behaving normally?
Roll me your perception check. It's dark in here. Shadow's hard to see.
Would a 23 make me be able to find my own shadow?
Well, you do, but it's like one of those things when a dog discovers that it has its shadow, and every time it moves, the shadow moves. So you kind of jump around and stuff because you're noting that with the motes of light kind of floating around you, the shadow's moving as well. So you're just like, wait, is it moving because the light's moving, or is it moving because it's alive again? And you're just poking and prodding and doing everything around. But you note that it stays firmly planted on either the wall or the floor and doesn't seem to exhume itself from that location.
Like he mutters something about, got my eye on you. Stay there. I think the shadows are safe.
You could swear that it flicks you off, but you're not sure.
This place is weird. So he'll kind of start. He'll probably pull out a torch, frankly, because this is too little light for him, and we'll start to try to move down the hall.
We'd call it dim light, so you would have trouble really discerning a whole lot of things as you move out into the darkness, so having a torch isn't necessarily a bad idea.
Yeah, pulls out a torch and starts making his way to the open door.
Yeah, you go to the open door. Do you take a look inside?
Yeah, kind of like, not like full-blown body in the doorway, but just like...
Yeah, you peek in. It's a small stone room. It smells kind of musty and old. Bookshelves line the walls, though they're mostly empty. There's a table against the right wall. A cushioned chair sits in the middle of the room. Most of the furniture is old, except for the chair, which appears to be new addition. A wooden door lies to the left. The room seems clean. May have seen recent use. There's also a amulet hanging on a hook on that door.
There's nobody in there, guys. Should we go in there?
Yeah, just careful of any, like, runes on the ground or magical traps.
Right. Lucky's gonna precautiously make his way to the table.
Yeah. So you go over to the table and you see that it's free of dust. It seems clean.
He's gonna like feel this table for like drawers or anything. There would be anything.
Oh, you want to investigate it for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Roll me investigation.
Sweet. That's intimidation. Excuse me, sorry.
You yell at the table.
You better
and
have
tell
something.
it how bad it is. And you say, you open your drawers right now.
Wouldn't intimidation be what she did to the desk
The other
session?
table.
Yeah, the other desk. Whack. Oh my god.
He's like telling this table. Did you hear about the table upstairs?
The other table.
Do your tables talk rumors?
The only center drawer ejects itself open, and inside, with surprise, as if it had a tongue, it's full of paper and pens.
Lucky's gonna try to look at this paper and pen if there's any writing on any of them.
They seem to be fresh sheafs of parchment and ink and nibs. and pens for writing. You do note there are some envelopes as well. This would be where someone would write letters.
You guys see anything? There's just some stuff for writing letters over here. Do you guys see anything here?
There's an amulet on the door and a wooden door. I think that's about all the rest of the stuff that's in there.
Tiny amulet.
Yeah, Eli would walk over to the amulet and take a look at it.
Oh, it's interesting. It looks familiar. Whoever would like to, roll me an intelligence check. Eli with a natural 20. I think this is fitting, because Eli had just spent the most time with Mordain. This is a pendant you've seen on Mordain every time you've seen him. It's small and purple and kind of like this diamond shape and this small purple gem in the middle. That's Mordain's.
Was he wearing it like literally moments ago when I saw him?
And you saw him.
This is Mordain's, but I mean, I just saw him wearing it.
Could they have multiple?
No, it's not like the amulets that right. It's separate from the amulets that like the faculty and everything have.
Yeah. It's when I maybe I spoke too largely of amulet. When you say amulet, you think of a larger thing. It's more of a pendant, like a small piece of jewelry on a necklace.
Okay.
But it is definitely independent from the avium crest amulets that people wear around here.
I don't.
Well, that means he definitely knows about the space, right?
Well, it's got to be his space, right? I mean, he must know. So this is just a side room with a door open. Are there any other rooms back here?
There is a door that this hook with this pendant is hanging on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was the door to the room. Okay, yeah, no. Eli would try that.
Door.
Yeah, Eli would try that door then.
You find it unlocked. You open it?
Yeah, just carefully. Slowly.
It opens slowly and somewhat creakily. Inside you find, spinning slowly, Mordain Swiftgale, the librarian. Standing upright, his eyes are closed like he's sleeping, surrounded by a field of swirling gray energy. Looks somewhat viscous. At first glance, it looks like he's not breathing.
Folks, is there like a scroll or anything around?
Perceive it for me.
Okay. It's 14.
14. Is there a scroll or anything around? No. If you wanted to use this perception to investigate Mordain more closely, you can, but you will have to interact with whatever this field is.
Yeah, I mean, it's more like, is this field emanating from anything?
Not that you note. It seems to just be surrounding him.
Oh, jeez.
Look, it's like, wait. And if DM will allow it, can we Can we have a waffle to come with us? Per Pez's suggestion previously.
Oh,
We discussed-
absolutely.
Oh
He takes
my
out a
God.
waffle and he like tosses a waffle into the field to see if it's gonna react. Just
Okay. You toss the waffle and it kind of like, we watch it like land somewhat near Mordane's head and it hits the field and just kind of stops and then, as if falling through a large vat of jelly, slowly falls in and then contacts his face, and you watch as like a little syrup runs down his feathers and it just spins along with him inside.
And the waffle doesn't seem damaged or anything.
It seems to just be being held by some kind of stabilizing force.
Dagonet, you want to try and pull him out with me? Or should we try and get the dean? I mean, this is...
Well, the waffle got stuck. What's preventing us to be stuck in with him? Is there anything that we can do with the amulet? I don't know about magics, but
I don't know either.
it was oddly on the door.
Yeah.
Normally you put it on in a jewelry box or a hook on the wall, not really on the door.
Do you think it has something to do with this like magic field around him? Like it could be like making it happen?
Well, there's one here, and then there's one on the whoever is up there in the library right now.
Should we like break it or something?
Well, it wouldn't be the first thing we broke today.
I mean, if this is the real Mordain, if you could excuse me for assuming, but if this is the real Mordain and that's not the real Mordain, and breaking this thing breaks that thing, I don't think he would be angry about it, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe it'll dispel it.
As the more magically inclined person in the group, Pez, you please make me an Arcana check.
Oh boy. 5.
You got nothing. It's a weird kind of jelly field. The waffle seems to be upright. It's some kind of magic. You're not able to tell right now. It's a bummer that your spell ran out.
I could try it. Should we put the amulet on? Should we see if that does anything?
We could try.
Yeah. Can I borrow it for a second?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Pez, you
put
now
it
hold
on.
okay, and you put it on. Instantly, Pez has assumed the form of Mordain Swiftgale, glasses and all.
What the hell?
What?
You're now the librarian.
You're him.
Ew! No! Don't want. Take it. No. Take the amulet off.
As soon
Just
as you
gonna-
take it off, you resume being Pez.
So why do they need multiple Mordains?
I think this is a backup in case whoever that is out there breaks their amulet or something.
Maybe there's two people working together.
Or that, yeah. Well, first things first, we got to get him to safety, but we also have to deal with whoever's out there. I can go and try and get the dean. I mean, Mordain, I don't think was alerted to my absence.
But there's quite the distance to cross the library and then up to the dean and then back without...
I don't even know if we can trust the dean. I don't know if
Yeah,
we
that is
we
true.
can.
And
I mean,
what
we
do we
could
do?
always-
Do we?
We could always try like I did with the ewes in the cave, you know, and like I have these pivots still. We could pivot a rope into the wall, reach in, grab him, pull him out if we can using the rope, you know.
I'd be willing to try it.
Yeah, we could try that.
Just so long as none of us get trapped in there.
And I hate to be the person to say it, but Dagonet, don't tell anybody I said this. You're the strongest of us. You definitely can take Steve. He's very trusty. And we'll pivot you in the walls, and then
I do trust Steve.
I think the three of us will be able to maybe have enough strength to pull you back out in case we have a hand signal for like it's not working, get me out, I can't breathe or something. I don't even know if you can breathe in there.
Well, hopefully that if
you do like living, this, then do this over your head or something. If like you need us to,
that's provided I can move my limbs if something goes wrong.
Can you cross your feet? We'll keep your feet out just in case.
Well, I'm not great with footwork, but I can try.
Okay.
All right, Lucas gonna like set up. I mean, it's gonna be loud, but bang, bang, bang in between some bricks on the wall with his like pivots to
try
to rope down and then tie the Steve around the Dagonet for the grabbinings.
Yeah, you can python into the wall. It's totally fine. It makes a good amount of noise.
Yeah.
You tie the rope to the python. You tie the Steve to the Dagonet, and you're good to go.
Right.
Huh?
Do you have anything you want us to tell anybody in case you get stuck in there?
I don't really have anything to say too much, but I guess
Pez is good at remembering stuff. She could sing a song to like lost to loved ones or something if you know we can't get you out.
I guess tell Eliza I wish her all the luck in her endeavors at her shop.
I think I feel like Lucky definitely has a fond moment of like, oh yeah, Eliza.
Oh yeah.
Aww.
It was an age ago.
Dagonet, you are very strong, very brave. You got this, no problem. We're the best, and you're the best, and you're so beautiful with your feathers and stuff. I'm just gonna give Dagonet inspiration.
Hell yeah. All right. Plus a D6.
All right, here goes nothing.
I also cast guidance. I just remembered I could do that.
Guidance has been cast. That's a D4 as well.
We're all remembering things we forgot.
Like Eliza. Oh.
No, I never forget Eliza.
It's been a while. You guys haven't called. You haven't written. Could be dead on the road somewhere for all you know.
We just said goodbye. We were leaving.
Yeah, didn't say bye.
Stop.
All right, Dagonet, what do you plan to do here?
How large is the jelly field? Like how like the depth of it from
It's not very
Mordain?
far. The waffle is mostly still sticking out of it.
Okay. So I can plant my feet on the safe side and reach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty encapsulated. So let's call it like maybe an inch and a half or something like that. It's not like a whole lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it seems to be very localized on him.
Yeah, he'll just kind of like, I guess, take a good stance, a good sturdy stance.
Nice horse stance, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and forcefully reach in so he can kind of grab and pull.
Yeah. You reach in, you grab, and you pull, and it feels kind of jelly-like, cold. It's not comfortable, but it's not awful. You grab Mordain and you drag him out easily. He's still covered in the field. You just have entered it successfully, I suppose. So now what?
gonna try and shake him and see if I can wake him up.
How about you roll me a medicine check? Let's do that. 13. Mordain appears to not be breathing, but he's unconscious. You check his pulse, like you would on the battlefield. It's beating. Incredibly slowly. He doesn't wake when you shake him, and it seems the field is very distinctly on him as you remove your claws from his body, extracting your feathers. None of the field comes with it. It all stays on him.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to find some else of removing. It can't be pulled out. He's alive, if barely.
I think we might need somebody with magical prowess. I think we need the dean. I know there's questions of who we can't trust. Can and can't trust, but the only person I know for sure that we can't trust is whoever's stealing his skin right now.
True.
I
think we
don't know what else
definitely
to do, and I don't want to hurt him.
I think we definitely should tell it, but I think we should definitely keep the brooch a secret. That, like, just in case,
course.
you know. I don't know if the dean's in on it. I'm still not settled with him not caring very much, or not seeming to care very much about a lot of the problems around here. So,
I know, but from my discussion with him, I mean, he was fairly forthcoming about the issues in the AVM. I really do think he's trying to keep everything in a relatively panic-free space, but I don't know. All I know is right now this man needs our help. And that's the only idea I got, because this is way above my magical pay grade.
Do we bring him to the infirmary?
I think maybe we bring the infirmary to him.
I am just worried that the Mordain lookalike, if he sees we didn't exactly subtly come down here, what would prevent that person putting real Mordain or some version of Mordain elsewhere while we're going?
Between our broken bookshelf and noise, I'm sure they might have an idea we're down here anyways. I think between the four of us, we might be able to at least drag him out into the library. I mean, what's going to be better evidence than seeing the two Mordains in one space, you know?
Mm.
Should we keep looking around here before we go out there, though? Because those servitors went somewhere.
That is true.
Where are those at?
Maybe there's something down the hallway that could help. He had to get like this somehow.
What if we put the Mordain amulet on this Mordain? Would it become like double Mordain?
I don't know if I'm too comfortable with that proposition. One Mordain's enough, and now I'm already uncomfortable that there's two. Maybe more.
Maybe we poke our heads down that hallway.
We definitely try. What else is in this room where Mordain is, if we look around a little bit?
The room is mostly empty.
Okay.
I'm gonna be as of note for you. There's nothing here.
Just in case somebody's got a key to lock the door to come in here, should we like move the table in the way or something? Just afraid we're gonna get locked out and we're not gonna have access to this, I guess, real Mordain, and then we won't be able to prove anything, you know.
That is true. I guess I can move the table. How does the door look? Its condition on its hinges.
Okay. So you place the table in the way?
Oh no, she was asking about that door.
Oh, the door itself? I mean, the door is functional if you wanted to use it. I'm not sure.
You could just
Does
remove the
indeed
door.
Close. Oh, okay. Door is removed.
Just pop
Easily
the pins
enough
on the
for a
hinges.
carpenter. Yep. Easy enough for a carpenter. Absolutely. Okay. What next?
I guess we find out quickly what else is down here, and then try and help the real Modenas.
Should we bring that evil, nasty amulet with us?
Yeah. We don't need a third Modane coming up to us.
Yeah, we definitely need to keep that with us.
Evidence. We're building the case.
I mean, if anything, we can always use it to show whoever's in charge that, like we approach them as Mordain and go, oh, something's wrong. I'm not Mordain, and that guy isn't either, and take his up,
I don't want them thinking we're in on it. Well, that would be a pretty cool reveal.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine the stuff that's been going on here has been going on previous to us even being here, so. I agree. I definitely don't want to get, in trouble with this place. But, yeah. I'm sure we already are, frankly, with the bookshelf and the armor and the stealing of the book and the window and the other window and the desk. Just like listing out all the stuff we've broken.
We will worry about the itemized bill later.
Yeah. Put
Did
it
help
on the
them get rid
council's
of-
tab.
So, you guys take the pendant. And you want to head deeper down?
Yeah.
Okay, so you exit this small, let's call it a study, where they were writing letters with pendant in hand. Who has it? Who puts it in their pocket? I think Pez had it last, so I don't know who took it from them.
So whoever grabbed it.
But you don't want to. I'll carry it for you, all right?
Excellent. You go back out. Yeah. The hallway itself is roughly 10 feet wide, and as you continue walking along it, you note that these magical motes of light follow you through the area, continually providing you with some dim light. The hallway proceeds, turning at regular intervals, until it ends at a closed door. Light is coming from the crack underneath it.
Wait, before we open the door or anything, be warned. Lucky's just gonna put on the brooch and stand in front of the door. Okay, now they won't know it's not us, or it is us, or whatever.
But it comes out as, no, they know it's not us. Lucky also looks to be roughly 1.5 feet taller now, larger. Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
Lucky, this is probably your worst nightmare, but this is hilarious.
You note that as you've traveled down here and now that you're at this door, there's this unmistakable smell of death. And it seems that all ambient sound has quieted.
It smells disgusting down here.
Lucky, I hate this so much.
I feel like Lucky's own voice in his head is still just, like it smells so bad down here. And what you guys are hearing a difference. So he's like, what? I mean, okay. Should I open the door? Are you ready? You got your shield? All right.
Unbelievable.
Goes like try to open the hinge just to see if it's unlocked.
Okay. It is indeed unlocked.
I imagine. So he's in my brain. I imagine him opening this door and trying to go through it Lucky size, and then realizing he's much bigger. So he's like snagging on the edge of it. Like, oh.
You don't snag because it is not physical and yet only an illusion. The physical size of you has no corporealness.
I meant the door. I was like, whoa.
I know. All right, he opens the door.
You open the door, get on the floor, and you open up into a 40-foot wide, 80-foot long classroom. There are 5 servitor skeletons and 1 dusk corvum. Looks like this. This, for everyone, I'll make it bigger for those of you at home. This right here is, please let me zoom in, Mr. Oddwald Ebonheart. And you note that they stand at the top of this, let's call it a platform, in an area here. And I'm going to need to move all of you guys to a new map so you can actually see as you walk in. And let me situate you guys so you can see. So hopefully you can see now. But Oddwald Ebonheart stands at the top of this small stair. He looks down and he just, You know what you're doing. You must stop. Leave now.
No, you should stop. And
Take off that stupid pendant.
No.
You sound ridiculous.
Who the hell are you?
I don't have time for this. Time is running out, and you've been meddling in my schemes all along. We have to fix this. We have to fix it. Take care of them. And Oddwald runs and disappears into this side room. I'm going to move this so you can actually see the map now. And these 5 skeletons, well, I'm going to need y'all to roll initiative for me.
My token wasn't selected.
Dang it, dude!
I always forget.
Come on!
I mean, I'm happy to select it and re-roll away from that 4 if you would like me to.
You know what? It's actually less effort for me if you do that. So
you want me to do
just go ahead and do that.
Strats. Watch it be less. Wow! Never mind, I lied.
Did the same thing. But can I
do the
keep
same thing?
roll?
Oh my god. Yes, just do it. This is the only time. I'm never letting it happen again.
Oh, I got an 18. Can I keep it?
Yes. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
It's like the same as like, oh, it was cocked. Yeah, all right, we'll say it was cocked. It's fine.
Rigged.
We'll just go with that. Rigged game. Rigged for the PCs. Oh no, we are successful. Oh no. All right. So let me go ahead and order this into descending. Looks like Birdfolk Skeleton number 1, potentially a former professor here, is going to hobble out and is going to try and jump the banister here. Let's see how he does. Dex. Oh, not bad. He lands it perfectly and continues onwards. That's 5, 10, 15. He ran all the way over here and he's gonna try to talon you. 15, Dagonet.
No.
That's, yeah, I know. You're full armor and you've got your shield out this time. This is, yeah. Okay, Lucky. Wow, weird 20. Where'd that come from? Go ahead and decide what you're gonna do here. There's some skelly boys in front of you. These are, well, former teachers probably, but fine.
Do they all look like alerted? Like I could expect them to come over here, kind of thing, or is it just the immediate rattling
all
them?
seem to be, from what you could see in the room, they all seem to be following the orders of that Dusk Corvo.
Okay, if you'll allow me just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Okay. Lucky is very confident in Dagonet's ability to potentially handle this one that's close to him. So he is going to Hunter's Mark the one he's looking straight in the face at across the table.
Yeah, sure.
And he is going to, let me see. He's going to, I think I have to prepare Hail of Thorns before I attack. No, it's a bonus section. So never mind. He's going to shoot the one in front of me. Yeah.
Okay. Without Hail of Thorns because you're using your bonus action for Hunter Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so go ahead and shoot.
You
Are you still him too? So you guys note that like Mordane's arms only come up this far and then do this, and there's like a bow down there, and he's kind of drawing it from his belly button area.
15.
A 15 is enough to hit, yes.
All right, so this plus a d6 roll, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so 10 piercing damage and then 6 Hunter's Mark damage.
3. Oh, yeah, 3. You hear him go, no, and then kind of sidestep over there.
As with most piercing weapons against all of these skeletons that you have seen previously, it is less effective than you would want it to be, but it does still indeed deal some good damage, right? You did 13 total damage, and you note that like you spun off like one of its arms. It's basically half there now. You did a significant chunk of its health here. Okay.
Please tell me the other arm, the arm that fell off, is just like.
Oh yeah, of course it's just kind of like.
I love it.
Yeah, it's crawling under the table towards Eli right now. So, next. Wow, did you guys all roll underneath the rest of the skeletons? Oh, that's crazy. This is gonna get really kind of jumbled over here, isn't it? All right. This birdfolk skeleton's gonna sprint for a birdfolk skeleton and jump off the edge there. That's a 4. He lands on the ground, prone.
Don't forget to put Mally in the little bit. I'm leaving my.
Don't forget to put Mally. Oh, I thought Mally re-rolled. That's my bad.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Mally has an 18. Yeah, I thought you re-rolled.
No.
That's my mistake. At turn 18.
Thanks.
Skirt. There you go. Okay, cool. So this one ends up prone. That's it. That's its turn. It's done the thing. Pez, what would you like to do?
I wanna cast. Oh, that one's already down. Okay. I'm just gonna do fairy fire in a cube.
Okay.
Starting.
Which area would you like to do it in? Just give me a ping. So you click hold, and it'll give a ping.
Yeah.
Is that the area? Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll affect, I believe, everything in the area.
20-foot cube.
Like
1,
all
2, 3,
items,
4,
all
yeah.
people. Yeah.
Oh, there's a dexterity saving throw for it
Mhm.
in your cube. Okay, so what's your dexterity saving throw? Because 20 is everyone.
My dexterity saving throw.
Right.
Spell
So
save DC or is it?
spell save DC.
Okay, yeah, that's 14.
Okay, so I need everyone to roll me a dexterity saving throw, and 3 of the birds have to roll dexterity saving throws here. 1, 2, 4. Excuse me, 4 of the birds have to. So fail, pass, fail, and pass. Okay, Dagonet, you fail. You are now lined with fairy fire. Things that are trying to make melee attacks against... Yes.
Sorry, I meant to start it like right towards kind of the middle, so the one that's by Dagonet would be at the edge of the cube, and then downwards.
Okay,
from
I'm sorry. I saw your
there.
ping here.
No,
and was
sorry.
Like, oh.
I wasn't sure. I was
so-
gonna try and draw a cube, but that didn't work out.
That's okay. Okay, so where this one's the end.
Yeah, that one's the
So
corner,
it's-
and then
So it
just
starts
left
here.
from there.
Okay, so only the birds.
Yeah. I'm
Gotcha.
sorry.
Understood. No, I just need to roll one more save here. And it does indeed save. So 2 of them have failed and they are lined. They are marked with the red there. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light, and any attack roll against them will have advantage if the attacker can see it. So Dagonet, don't worry about it, but the one in front of you, you have an advantage on now. So there you go. Excellent. Anything else you'd like to do, Pez?
Just gonna give Eli a little bit of bardic inspiration. Eli, you got this. You're gonna do the bone things, use the weapons and the magic, and you got it. No problem.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay. Birdfolk skeleton in the back here is gonna clamber over a table and sidle on down some stairs here. You know what? It's doing its dang best. It ends up right here. All right. Next skeleton. This one though. This one is, but doesn't know where to go. It's kind of just bumping into this one here, and it's not going well for it. It doesn't know what to do. It's gonna try to like squeeze in here, and it does so it attacks. 23, Dagonet.
Yep.
All right. Somehow finding a chink in the armor. And there you go. 4 piercing damage. All right. The last birdfolk skeleton is the one that's been Hunter's Mark. It's gonna sidle around the edge here, and it's gonna try to attack the Gerbean that attacked it first. Yeah! That's a 10. Nope. All right. Lucky goes unscathed. Eli, it is now your turn. There are a lot of undead dudes in front of you. What would you like to do?
There sure are. All right. I am gonna step over here, and I'm gonna whack this fella with my my mace.
Okay. Wag him up. 19 absolutely hits. Yeah. You powderize this one, and it instantaneously dies. Its head explodes into a bunch of powder, and you probably killed some tenured professor.
Well, you didn't have to say it like that. Eli is gonna. You know what? I don't need to do any acrobatical thing to squeeze past this, right?
No, it's fine.
All right, and then I'm gonna go over to these 2 fellows.
Yeah, the one that's prone on the ground, the other one that's there. Sure,
and
absolutely.
get ready. And it's my turn.
All right. Cool. Dagonet, what do you want to do? You got 2 birdfolk in front of you. Skelly boys.
I sure do. Right, yeah, he's gonna just whip out his quarterstaff
Yep.
and do the swingy swings.
Swing.
On the one that I've got advantage on.
Yeah, absolutely. 17 definitely hits. Please roll damage. Yep, you're one-handing it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it goes down. It just instantly gets pulverized and goes down. You note, these are not very good combat creatures. They are pretty weak. They're getting powdered pretty easily. And some of you skilled fighters are making short work of them. Okay. Dagonet, anything else you would like to do here?
He's gonna stand on the bones of this little
Yep, go ahead and drag yourself on top of it.
professor.
And
there.
that's the dead one next. So, Lucky, it is your go. What would you like to do here?
All right. Lucky's gonna make his way back out and kind of crawl up onto this table here to get a vantage point.
Sure, yep. You're now on top of the table.
Move its hunter mark to this guy
Okay.
and fire on him.
Go for it.
God, I should be back on my core page. Yeah. An 8.
An 8 does not hit. I think it gets tangled up in a bunch of bird bones, but doesn't necessarily contact as well as you want it to. Piercing damage really kind of sucks to try and hit these guys.
Yeah.
You're unable to get any purchase on it.
Oh, shoot. He's gonna stay there.
Okay. The skeleton in front of you, Eli, stands up, still lined with this fairy fire, but it does stand and it tries to talon you. That's a natural 1. I think it probably ends up back on the ground. It like trips over its own skeleton bones and ends up on the ground. Poor fella. Okay, Pez, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna scoot right by Dagonet and just kind of peer over, like, just stab that one with the sword, just like,
Yep, go ahead and stab.
Nope.
That's a natural 1. You get it like kind of tangled up and you spend the rest of your turn trying to extricate your dagger from the area.
You got a Dagonet. Just pat Dagonet on the head. Nope.
Get that dagger out of there. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
Okay. Next skeleton. Attacks. Eli here. That's a 20, Eli. That'll do it. All right. 5 piercing damage. 5 of them. As you get poked and prodded. Okay. That's that bird folk done. That's the other bull. Okay, this one's gonna. I think Dagonet is pretty well on the way here. So this is not gonna attack Pez. So it's gonna try to talon. That's a 23 against Dagonet. It's 2 23s. Another 5 piercing damage with its little bony talons. Oh, death by 1,000 cuts here, huh? Okay. This one is dead. So Eli, it is your go.
I'm not gonna worry about the trippy boy. I'm gonna swing at this one.
Okay.
Poor little fella. He's his own worst enemy.
He's doing what he can. As an 8, you were unable to get past it. This one seems a little bit more nimble than the others, and it slaps away your mace.
Ooh. Okay.
Dagonet, Lego.
All right. He's gonna take another swing at this poor professor.
This poor professor. Yep, go for it. 24 definitely hits. 6 bludgeoning damage. Yep, just like the one before it. Instantaneously powderizes it as you take it out right around the hip area, and it crumbles over to dust. Poor guy. Anything else you want to do with that? Bonus action or otherwise? Movement?
Yeah, scoot over there.
Okay. Yep. Perfect. Lucky, it is your go.
Alright, he's just gonna jog in and fire. 23.
Yeah. 23. I'm assuming the one with the hunter's mark?
Yeah.
Yep. So 9. Wow. Okay.
And a 1.
And 1. So 10 total damage. Again, not doing nearly as much as you think it should, but it does leave a pretty good mark on this one.
Yeah.
Cracking off a couple of its bones here.
He looks
Anything
at
else you would
Dagonet
like to
and
do?
gives like a little now bird-handed thumbs up.
Yeah, you get a bird clawed. Okay. Birdfolk skeleton. This is the one that's on the ground. He's gonna try to stand up again. He gets up. He's gonna try attack Eli. Yeah! It's a 15, Eli. Does that hit? Yeah, okay.
I think, yeah.
You have your shield out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it hit. Yes, you have your shield out, or yes, it hits.
Wait, I don't understand. Why is this
What's
like
your-
this? I'm sorry. My armor class is always messed up. A 15. Yes. Yeah, that meets it.
Okay. 4 piercing damage, Eli.
I don't know why I don't have my AC attached to my shield attached to my AC.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay.
Probably because I took it off when we stopped using our stuff. Okay, let me
Maybe.
put that back before I confuse myself again.
Maybe. Okay. It stays to lock itself into battle with you. Pez, what would you like to do? You got dusted bird bones in front of you.
Just gonna scoot around those who don't want to step on it because it might be spiky and that would hurt your feet.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna try to stab the one right in front of me with the sword again.
Stab.
This time for sure.
That's a crit.
Oh.
That's natural 20. Yeah, that'll do. That's 6 more damage. Again, it feels like it's not doing enough, but you're able to like chip off some bone. So, you know,
Watch out.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That was a minimum damage roll on the first one. That's tough. But yeah, okay. Anything else, Pez?
Nope.
Alrighty then. This one is alive and lashes out at Dagonet. That's a 7. It does not connect. This one is dead. Eli, it is now your turn again. The list is getting shorter.
I'm gonna try and swing my mace again.
Which guy?
Oh my god, it doesn't matter.
No, it does because one has advantage.
Not that one, because
Again.
I still would have been going for the standy-uppy boy.
Well, they're both standing up these, but okay.
Oh,
yes.
are they? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I would have... Wait, which one attacked me?
The one that has the red marker on it right now that it has advantage, or you have advantage against.
Okay, I know this is going to sound like some metagame bullshit, but I would have attacked the one that attacked me. I thought he was still prone. I don't know why.
Negative. He is up. Go ahead and roll it again.
I'm a fool.
It's all good. 18 definitely hits. Please roll me some damage.
Oh my god.
Wow, it's like it's doubly effective when you bludgeon these bones and it crumbles in front of you and dies. Now this like pile of bird bone dust is glowing faintly with fairy fire.
Haha.
Okay. There is one remaining. Eli, is there anything else you want to do? All right, Dagonet, it is your go. What do you want to do?
Are you swinging at this last poor professor?
Yep, you are. All right, go for it. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and end it. I think minimum damage already does too much, so yeah, this one goes down. And a quiet falls upon the room. You know, now it's a classroom. And there are sheaves of paper and books and chalkboards filled with calculations, and it looks like maybe some of these skeletons were doing work and calculations and reading things and there's a lot in here. As you dust yourself off from all of the bone powder, what would you like to do in this room?
Where was he teaching them?
Considering
working?
the students aren't allowed down here, it looks like they were teaching the professors, or they were trying to have the professors relearn or something.
We go chase after
Yeah,
that guy.
Oh
concerns
god,
me
yes,
that guy
yes.
is gone.
Yeah, Lucky. I love how in my mind, I feel like Lucky is unconcerned by it. Just already trying to chase this guy while you guys were talking. But I don't know if it's a fast or slow run. Maybe it's fast, but it looks
Oh my god,
slow. I don't know.
Lucky speed Mordain.
Yeah.
It's like
Just
Naruto
the feet
running.
just like
Mhm.
but like the arms are really low at their sides because they don't go out much, so it's just kind of like they bend up like this and just God. Okay, so are you making your way after the Corvum here? Okay, so we're not going to take any looks at this area right now. That's fine. You run up to where the Corvum disappeared, and you note that there's a stairwell that leads downwards even further. Yeah, and do you go down that? Are we going hastily or carefully?
Hastily.
Like
With
it's definitely
haste?
hastily.
Okay, with haste, we go down. You go down deeper into what turns out to be some kind of laboratory. There's an assortment of bones strewn across tables and foul-smelling liquids bubbling in pots, and I need to grab all of your tokens rather swiftly here, so I'm gonna do that. Hang on, don't mind me. I'm dragging you all to a place where I can grab you. Yoink. And hang on. You'll be able to see yourself in just a moment. All right. Let me know when you can see yourself. Yep. Okay, cool. Foul-smelling liquids bubbling in pots. The stench of death is gut-wrenching. And as this door, well, because I need to actually open it for you, lies open in front of you, a large, terrifying creature lurches towards you. A hulking monstrosity of bone and sinew. It appears to be comprised of hundreds of birdfolk bones, jumbled together to form a roughly humanoid shape. The arms end in several talons intertwined into circular claws. The creature's face is made from the top halves of two birdfolk skulls, one atop the other. It gazes at you with its 4 empty red eyes and emits an ear-piercing shriek. To the side of this thing stands the Corvum, and he's, "You don't know what you're doing! You need to go! Please leave!"
Why are you doing this?
I have to fix it! I have to fix it! All of this research, all of this time, I have to fix it!
Fix what?
The fire, the monster, it will burn down the whole wood! I have to fix it!
We're trying to do the same. We're on
No.
We were coming here to research that.
I've seen you, and I've seen how you work, and do not have the power nor the smarts to figure it out. This is my problem, and I need to fix it.
What do you mean it's you? What do you mean it's your problem?
Take off that stupid pendant!
Ooh.
The aspect, it's immortal. The only way to defeat it for good is to drain its energies through necromancy. It is worth any risk. You don't possibly understand what we need to do to fix this. You are just in the way.
No. And he starts to draw a bow at the monster. This isn't right.
We can work to fix it together. This problem affects the entire wood.
It is my responsibility. I am the one that caused this, and I will be the one that fixes it before anyone else gets hurt.
Wait, you caused it?
I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. You do not understand. Leave now.
I feel like we should all just sit down and have a little talk. There's plenty of time. Let's just chat this out, you know?
What do you mean caused it? Did you summon the aspect?
There's a voice, and a voice that could lead me to something that could save the wood. And so I called to it, and it did things. And Ash Barrow was burned to the ground. And my friend, poor Riffin, they lost their families and their homes, and there is no time, and I need you to go. If you do not leave, I will end this here and now.
I still don't understand how
I've
this
had
is.
enough! Kill them! And he's going to run again, disappearing through a door in the back of the room as this conglomeration of bones, sinew, muscles, and bird lunges forward at you. And I think that's a good spot for us to end tonight's episode. Thank you for joining us on DieFall, Alderheart, episode 22, the unmasking of whatever the heck this is, and, well, some kind of weird bone bird folk skeleton golem thing. So I hope you enjoyed yourselves. It's been an excellent time. We're going to do some shout outs. I'm going to say some words about sponsors and stuff, and we're going to go ahead and wrap up this show. That's right. I said I was going to start in a different location today. I said it in the post show. So now we're going to start with Miss Simply Jackson. Simply, where can the people find you at? And what was your favorite part of tonight's show?
Clearly, this new character I have acquired. No, that's been really fun to kind of like have Lucky know that he's annoying other people with this and still have fun doing it. My name is Simply Jackson. I'm a writer broadcaster here on Twitch. I make art, kind of like what we started on stream yesterday, which is this Medusa, which I'm excited about continuing working on the next time we stream, which will be Saturday. After I work. But other than that, you can find me at twitch.tv/simply_JXN or on Twitter without the underscore, not underscore. I don't know where that came from. And I skip. This guy keeps running, and I'm just like, why are you running? Like,
yeah, man, he's out. He's gone again. Lady May, where do people find you at? What was your favorite part of the show?
You can find me at various places at the Lady May, Twitter and Instagram and Twitch maybe one day, and here playing Dagonet, and the Dory whale voice of New Mordain is definitely by far my favorite thing of all tonight.
It's very, very good. And thank you for playing, and thank you for ripping apart this stupid library that I've had you guys stuck in for like 10 episodes. I do actually appreciate that. It's getting kind of annoying. Rob, where can the people find you out? What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was Dagonet ripping the bookshelf off of it. And the fact that I knew with your perception check you asked Pez to make that Pez could have seen a book not move.
Uh-huh.
And I love that she missed it and just everything fell. Part of me wanted the library to domino effect, but a bigger
close.
part of me was like, nah, that'd be so bad.
We were close.
Yeah. You can find me on various parts of the internet as Bonus Stage Rob or bonus_stage_Rob. I play a Monster of the Week campaign on twitch.tv/game nights. That is game with 2 G's and nights with a K. That's every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And when I'm not doing that, I am going into a Mordain Swiftgale like jelly like cocoon until Paper Mario releases in the middle of July. So
wait, that's that soon?
Oh yeah. So
okay, cool.
I'll be hibernating until that's not true. I'll be streaming something else on Twitch until that day, but it'll most likely get dropped. But that's at twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Ms. Malaveth, I know now you're last in the list today. Where can people find you at? What was your favorite thing?
Favorite thing was using a spell that I had the whole time that I haven't used yet. That was pretty good. And then Eli showing up because of that spell, and then everything was a mess. And we wrecked it, but we also found some stuff. So it was productive and also a mess. So that was great. And then you can find me on, I mostly post on Twitter. I do a lot of art. I draw a lot of stuff, mostly D&D stuff. Adding boob windows onto tactical outfits now. So
Dude, I forgot to mention this at the top of the show. I want dude boob window outfits. I need
so
at
good.
least one to wear on stream. That's what I'm doing, and I'm gonna start marketing myself as such. That's how we do this.
It's your identity now.
Yes, thank you.
Nice.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was very excited.
No, you're good. I think that's about it. And I draw stuff, and sometimes I stream stuff. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you to my cast. Big thank you. And big thank you to our sponsors, StartPlaying.Games. If you want to find yourself a professional DM and play a game that maybe you wouldn't play otherwise, or join with your friends and meet someone who's very good at their craft, then head on over to StartPlaying.Games. I would prefer you would use StartPlaying.Games/u/DieFall because that means good stuff for us. And if you want to play in a Humblewood game that is affected by all of the decisions made here on DieFall, Alderheart, well, you can join one of those games that I'm going to be running in the coming weeks here. And I wholeheartedly suggest it, and it should be a good time, and you'll get to play with these tokens and these maps and all of these things and be in this world. So that's kind of cool, and thank you again to Start Playing for sponsoring this. If you guys would like to support the show directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/DieFall. And you can kind of become part of the show with questions and NPC names that I have definitely absolutely grabbed for things, especially naming our favorite book. That was, what was it? It's no. Oh God, what was his name? It's no
Malarkey.
That's right. It was Malarkey. Oh my God. Yeah, we had an NPC named Malarkey, but it's great. It's all fun. But thanks for being here tonight. I super duper appreciate it. And we're gonna record a Patreon post show, because that's something that you can get from Patreon. Thanks. Bye-bye.